Hey everybody, welcome back to Vegas Weekly, and yeah, it's the Fancy Show. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about my 10 favorite Las Vegas resorts. These aren't necessarily the best, but they're places that I've enjoyed staying and playing over the years. We'll start out at number 10 with Ballys. It's soon to be Horseshoe. I think it's the best budget property on the Strip, and it has a great location. You've got the Grand Bazaar shops with a lot of cheap eats outside. Fun new lobby bar. You know, the pool's deep enough you could actually swim laps in it. Not that I will. The rooms are basic but clean, good size, comfortable. Some of them even have a hub right in the middle. Not mine. Mine just had a shower. Hey, that really was my shower when I stayed at Ballys about 3 years ago. Yeah, I prefer to have a nice tub. The room, as I said, it's just, basic. But I like the color scheme, actually. And of course, I love the location because you're connected to Paris and you're so close to bigger hotels like Bellagio and Caesars and right across the street from Cromwell and Flamingo. Like I said, it's just a great property for the money. I'll be interested to see what they do with it when it becomes Horseshoe in the not so distant future. But I've always enjoyed it, and it's at number 10. Number 9, El Cortez. It's been there for over 80 years, and there are parts of it that look like they've been there for 80 years, but it's got such a great retro feel. Love the casino, the bars, and it's just a great place. They've updated a lot of the tower rooms, but I really like staying across the street at the Cabana Suites. I stayed there just a couple of years ago as well. As you can see, really nice hallway. Has a very boutique hotel kind of feel. This used to be the old Ogden House, and when it was kind of a dive. The rooms themselves aren't really big, and this is one of the larger rooms. In fact, it probably is the largest room size, the Super Suite. It's a nice empty fridge, always like that. Number of places you can set. You better like the color green, though, because there's a lot of green going on around here. Only a queen size bed, and I think it's just because it's the only size that would fit between those end tables. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Pretty comfortable though. And a nice bathroom. Again, very boutique feel. Got the little twin basins there for couples activity. Good size mirror. Of course you've got your, toilet. And what room would be complete without a shower built for 3 or 4 people? That could be fun. Yeah, I enjoyed the Cabana Suites. It's right across the street from the main El Cortez area. But you can't go wrong, for me, staying at the El Cortez anywhere and playing there. It's always a good time. And it comes in at number 9. Number 8, the Cosmopolitan. For some people, this hotel would rank as number 1. It's certainly a great property. It's a beautiful property. Always enjoyed spending time there. I did stay there once, almost 9 years ago now. It's got it all. Great rooms. We had a wraparound suite just like this one, and what an amazing view, and it's even better at night, as you can see. So, and it's a good place to play, hang out at the Chandelier Bar, play a little video poker. Had a chance to check out my friend Crystal's room when I was there back in March, and it's had a few renovations since I stayed there, but still really, really nice, as you can see. And hey, we even had a few guest stars. It looks like it's a Good Times production as well as Crystal K. Subscribe to them if you haven't. But it's a great property. It's a little pricey for me, and so that's probably why I haven't stayed there more. But wow, what an amazing view, and it's certainly a fabulous property. Comes in at number 8. Number 7, the Orleans. Yeah, those of you who followed this channel over the years know that I've stayed at the Orleans, like 15, 16, 17, I don't even remember how many times. It's a great value property. It's a kind of a cool place. They even have a pretty decent pool area. And the rooms are nice and large, clean, although getting a bit dated. I took a look around the casino just a few years ago when I stayed there, and thought I'd share a few of the images. It is a huge casino, and there's a lot to do. There's pretty much every game you can imagine. There's some fairly good restaurants there. There's also some fairly inexpensive restaurants. I think there's like 5 casino bars. They are not shy about the complimentary beverages. You get my drift. Heck, there's even a Keno lounge. Can't beat that. But yeah, it's a massive casino. And if you get tired of the casino, you've got a movie theater, a bowling alley. So there's just a lot to do around the Orleans. And it's a good thing because there's not a lot around the Orleans. It's pretty much out there on West Tropicana, more or less by itself. For years and years, I would have considered this to be, I guess you'd say, my home casino. Because I did stay there so many times, and there was a period probably of about 10 years where I probably stayed there a dozen times. So a good spot, and you know, it doesn't really match a lot of the other casinos that we talk about in terms of, you know, being stylish or particularly luxurious. But I just really like this place, and you know, if you're just looking for good value, you can't beat it at number 7. Number 6, the Plaza. Yeah, this one might be a little bit of a surprise. It was kind of a surprise to me, but as I evaluated a lot of the casinos, particularly downtown, it really stood out. I enjoyed playing there. I've enjoyed staying there over the years. Look, they even have a nice pool, which is kind of a different thing downtown. And their new Lux rooms are really nice. I had occasion to stay there a few years ago, and so you're watching a little bit of footage that I took when I was there. Just a really nice design, very functional. I would say among the nicest standard rooms you're going to find anywhere downtown for a pretty good price, although, you know, a little more expensive than their standard rooms. Now, I will say it's a little bit difficult, it seems like, to actually score a room comp here unless you're you know, playing at a fairly high level or playing quite a bit. But you can still get a lot of comps at the Plaza. You know, you check in, it's almost always free food, free play. Hey, even a free fridge in the room. Can't beat that. So it's a good property. It's a good location, particularly now with Circa being right across the street. And they've made so many improvements over the years, and it looks like they are prepared to make even more. And you know, it's just, I think, an underrated property, and people are discovering it. And they're a forward-thinking management team. I know the head of the property, Jonathan Jossel, has been very open to and encouraging of social media. You know, they've incorporated the Brian Christopher slot area, and I think they know what they're doing. They're going in the right direction, and they're here at number 6. Number 5, the Cromwell. Wow, I stayed at this place way back when it was the Barbary Coast, and it's certainly come a long way since then. It's famous for its pool and party nightclub scene. Dre's is a place to be, and that's not really me, but I really like the casino. It's small, but it has the games I want to play. The rooms are nice, and I've stayed there a couple of times. There's a video I took just a few years ago. Just a very different feel. It's definitely a boutique type property. Lots of fun little touches. You saw the board games. They had like a retro radio kind of thing. And, you know, hardwood floors. It's just a little different. And what's so great about the Cromwell, it's a fun place to be by itself, but from your room to the street in about, say, 3 minutes. Not a lot to do around here. I mean, they only have sort of one main restaurant. They took out the deal with the hot dogs and stuff, so we're a little annoyed about that. But I love the Cromwell. I'd stay here more if I could afford it. You know, it's just a great place to be, and if you can't afford it, I recommend it at number 5. Number 4, the Aria. This might be a surprise. A lot of these properties have been kind of budget properties, mid-range, kind of niche properties, but I love Aria. And I didn't love Aria for years, despite how beautiful it is. It seemed, I don't know, and maybe I didn't really love it, really appreciate it until the first time I stayed there a few years ago. I got a great deal one night at this kind of panoramic suite, and you're looking at the video, or some of the video that I took from that suite, and I was hooked. You know, and I spent some time at the casino. I really enjoyed spending time there. I am not a big restaurant guy as far as, you know, really classy stuff, but Aria has some of the, you know, great restaurants. Some of the best selection of restaurants you'll find anywhere in Las Vegas. And I just really like it. I got a chance to spend a couple of nights there last year, and I had a great time with that as well. Wow, this jetted tub, I loved it. Maybe not as much as this jetted bidet, the Toto washlet. I sat on that toilet all night, and what a beautiful view. If you can afford it, I gotta recommend the Aria at number 4. Hey, look, I'm back. We're in the studio, even during the fancy show. I just wanted to drop in very briefly before we get to the top 3. Hope that you're enjoying the fancy show. It was actually a lot of work, or at least a lot more work than usual, so I hope you enjoy the perspective, my take on things. As I said at the beginning, it's very much a personal thing, and these are not the best properties in Las Vegas, and I'm sure you'll agree when you see my number 3 and number 2 properties, because they definitely do not show up normally in a top 10, but they're properties that I've really enjoyed. So I did have fun putting this together this week, and I hope you had fun watching it. I don't know how much or how often we're going to do something like this. We may incorporate some of the things we learned this week and this past month putting it together, but anyway. So yeah, I do want to remind you that this next Wednesday, whenever that is going to be our monthly live stream. So I will put up a thumbnail sometime probably on Sunday. But now let's go ahead and get back to the show and get back to our number 3, 2, and 1 properties. I might join you again at the end of the show just to kind of give you a little wrap up. But thanks for watching, and on with the show. Number 3, Planet Hollywood. I first stayed here in 2004 when it was the Aladdin. And like a lot of the properties at the top of this list, it has grown on me over the years. I really enjoy playing in the casino. I've had like several nights where I've been there 4, 5, 6 hours straight just playing. I just enjoy the vibe. And the rooms are really nice for the price. Here's a video I shot probably 3, 4 years ago when I stayed there. And this is just the base room. They call it an ultra hip room, and hey, it's kind of hip and cool. Nice artwork. It's not the largest square footage anywhere, but you get your standard big screen TV, your basic amenities that you would expect at any hotel room, and even a mini fridge. So, you know, for basically sort of a mid-level property, it's very nice. And the bathroom in particular is huge. You get a separate tub, separate toilet area, separate shower. It also has a really nice vanity area, which is nice for, you know, couples and such. So I really also like the location here. You are close to Mid-Strip, City Center, a number of other Caesars properties, and you have Miracle Mile shops attached. There's a lot of inexpensive shops, a lot of inexpensive restaurants nearby, and I just think it's a great place to stay. It's going to drop in at number 3. Number 2. Luxor. I know what you're thinking. Seriously? Number 2? I have to say, when I first came to Las Vegas over 25 years ago, places like Luxor and Excalibur I really wanted to see. I mean, it's a pyramid. Look, it's a freaking pyramid. I wasn't really that impressed, and for most of the time I've been coming to Vegas, I haven't been that impressed with the Luxor, but over the last 3, 4 years, it's become a place I really enjoy hanging out. I've stayed there now a couple of times. This is for my first stay, which was during the Rocktober event back in 2020. I got this 1-bedroom suite for really a sweet price. It's a little dated, but I thought it was really comfortable, very spacious. You know, you got like a wet bar and all this stuff. Very comfortable bed. I stayed there again this past year in a remodeled room. Just a basic sort of 1-bedroom, and it was very nice as well. Now, one of the great things about the tower rooms at the Luxor is the separate soaking tub. You know how much I enjoy that. and that's a pretty good deep tub right there. So yeah, Luxor, of course, part of the MGM Rewards program and one of the easier comps, I might say. Now, I know some of the rooms are a little tired, particularly if you check out some of the pyramid rooms. There have been some issues. The location isn't the best. You are connected to Excalibur and Mandalay Bay, but sometimes you like to be kind of a little away from the action. And Luxor is quickly becoming kind of a home away from home for me. And I just like staying there. I like playing there. It comes in at number 2. Okay, so at number 1 is Wynn Encore. And honestly, I would have never stayed in either one of these properties if it hadn't been for the Wynn Slots app. And yeah, it's gotten a lot more challenging and a lot more expensive to use it over the past couple of years, and frankly, I can't win anything anymore. But I'm very grateful to have had the opportunity to stay in this property, and I've stayed at Wynn or Encore probably 5 times, I think. And this is just a standard room for the Wynn from a couple of years ago. They remodeled a number of them, but it's not perfect. But it's so comfortable, so well maintained. You don't get a mini fridge, at least for your own amusement. And it seems like there's kind of a lot of wasted space. But I really enjoy hanging out at the Wynn. Casino is nice, whether you're betting a lot or you're betting a little. You get great drink service, Wynn or Encore. Of course, we have the great shower and the soaking tub because we love that. And it's just such a great property. And I think everyone who's ever stayed there can agree to that. It is not a cheap place to eat, for sure. Might want to go across the street to Venetian or Fashion Show Mall for that. But I just love this place so much. It's been so good to me. The people there have been so awesome. It is an amazing property. And the staff there is outstanding. They take care of you. And I don't know any other place that does a better job taking care of their customers than they do. Of course, you pay for the privilege, but it's worth it. Wynn is way too far north, way too far out there. But it ultimately has to be my favorite property in Las Vegas. A place that I look forward to staying again sometime. It is, in fact, number 1. So there you go. That's the Fancy Show. That's my top 10 favorite Vegas resorts. And the Wynn tops it out. Hopefully I get to stay there again someday soon. And there are a number of properties I haven't stayed at that I hope to change that situation as well over the next few years. But anyway, if you enjoyed our program tonight, I hope you will give us a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Like the video. Share it with your friends. We do a lot of Vegas content on here. We talk about the best deals you can get. Talk about Vegas news. Talk about information that can make your trips to Vegas better. So, appreciate you all joining us today. We'll be back next week with another episode of Vegas Weekly. Until then, I hope you have a great, lucky, and healthy week. We'll see you all again real soon. Bye-bye.